What's up, everybody? This is Reverend Guns, and today we're going to be taking apart and cleaning a Glock 19. This is a Generation 2. So the first thing we want to do is make sure it is clear and safe to work on. So right behind the trigger here is the magazine release. When you press that, it causes the magazine to pop out. We don't want any cleaners or solvents on this, so we're going to set this aside for right now. Next, you're going to pull the slide all the way back, and right here is the slide lock. You will push that up while the slide is back. That holds the slide open, and you can look down into the chamber there and see nothing is loaded in it. So we're going to release the slide lock. We're also going to pull the trigger, and you will see right here on the side, they're on both sides, two little tabs. You pinch them like this, and you're going to pull downward while having the slide back a little bit. So just pull the slide back a little bit. It don't take much. Pinch it and pull downward, and when you let go of the slide, it slides the slide forward. Got the frame. Now we've got the guide rod and spring. You compress that and lift up, and that can be removed. Now we've got the barrel. You can lift up, kind of stick it through the muzzle end here and just lift it all the way out from the back. And the slide. These are the pieces we will be cleaning today. I'm going to do a quick spray down on this stuff just to make sure everything gets soaked for cleaning. And I will explain a little bit of what we need to do this. So the tools we're going to need. Gun cleaner. This is all preference and opinion. I say try them, find one you like, use it. They all do the same thing. I've got a soft bristle brush with a little detail end on the end of it. That comes in handy for small areas. I've got a harder bristle brush for a real stubborn carbon. I don't use the metal or brass because I don't want to scratch anything, you know, and mark it up. So I stick with the nylon. Nylon is good enough. I've got a 9mm or 357 barrel brush. I've got the 357 or 9mm jag. Show you how that works here in a bit. We don't need any of these tools over here. I do have some gun oil. I have a rag that I use just gun oil for, so it's not contaminated with anything. I've got some patches and Q-tips come in handy for the real small areas. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to start with the barrel first because it's kind of the one thing that matters on how you do it. So take your barrel brush and you want to go in from the back. And yes, that means two things. You don't want to go in from the muzzle end because if you dent or ding or chip anything on here, it'll cause accuracy issues and other problems. So you always want to put it in the back. Make sure you go all the way through. Okay? May feel gritty when you're doing this, but as you go through, you'll feel it kind of smoothing out, and that's basically the ultimate goal, is to get it smooth and everything in there broken up real good. Then you can take your soft bristle brush and start going around the rest of it. Make sure everything else gets a good scrub down. And then take a rag here. We'll wipe that off. Wipe off all the crud. Alright. Now we'll take our jag. And if you've never used a jag before, it's got a little tit on the end of it. So take a patch, stab it right in the middle, and then stick it through, again, the back end of the barrel. And basically, all that black there is what we're trying to get out. So just take a couple times, depending on how many rounds you fired through it. Depends on how dirty this really is. So, well, after 2, almost done. We'll do one more. Alright, that looks pretty good. I'm going to call the barrel done. Let's grab the guide rod and spring here and just kind of give it a once over, make sure there's no crud in between the spring. Get the ends good. And we'll wipe that off. Alright, looking good. Alright, let's move on to the slide. Just try and get in everywhere you can. You can go anywhere you want with this. It's not going to hurt anything. You should get that extractor real good. Thumb grooves around the sight. See, this is why I don't use the metal ones, because this would just be scratching the hell out of all this. Alright, once you got it pretty well broken up and free, we'll grab the rag here. Start wiping everything off. Alright, I'm going to grab a Q-tip to help get into the slide rails here. I like to make sure those are nice and clean. See, they're not. So that's why we go at them really well. Okay, any other small little area you have a hard time getting to, you take advantage of the Q-tip to get in there and clean it out. Alright, and the frame. I like to get down in there on that mag release. Anywhere you see carbon, dirt, mud, anything, go through and scrape it off. Looks pretty good. Let's grab our rag here, start wiping everything down. Wipe off all the solvent you just spread around, because it's what broke free all the dirt and carbon and anything else that was on here. Alright, We are looking good. Time for some lube. So, grab your gun oil. I got a gun oil rag just for oil, so I know there's no dirt or solvent or anything else on it. And let's start with the frame. Okay? Basically, you're looking for scratch marks, rub marks, scrapes, anything of that nature, because that's where all the contact is happening. And you want to make sure it's lubricated. Also, make sure you get the slide rail real good, because the last thing you want is the slide to not cycle fully. And that looks like about it. We don't want to put oil all over this because it attracts dirt and dust and stuff, and we don't need that buildup in there to end up causing problems. Alright, so slide. Same thing again. We're looking for like wear marks, scrapes, anything that looks like it's been rubbing, and basically put a slab of oil on it. You're not going to hurt it. Like I said, you don't want to get it everywhere because it's going to attract dust and dirt, and we don't need all of that. Looks like it rubs down there and a little bit up there, and it looks pretty good. I do not put any on the extractor. Okay, the extractor doesn't, it's exposed, so if it's in your pocket or holster or whatever, it's just going to attract dirt. The guide rod, I try to get some in there between the springs. Hopefully it gets on the guide rod. It's not going to hurt it, just to help function a little better. The barrel, again, you're kind of looking for scratch marks, wear marks, scrapes, all that stuff needs oil. That's, like I said, where all the metal on metal contact is. So I pretty much myself, I cover the whole thing, just because this is an internal part. And then I also put a little dab on the feeding ramp just to give the ammunition some lubrication when going in. So last thing to do is to put it back together. So I'm going to take the slide here, and I've got the muzzle facing to my left. I'm going to grab the barrel, and you'll notice there's a flat side and there's a side with like big notches on it. The notches are going to go upward towards you, and it will slide into the barrel spot just like that. You can drop it and just push it back, and it's seated. Now, to install the guide rod, you need to be aware of those little notches. Okay, there's one that looks like it's got a little half moon down in there. That's where the guide rod sits. So when you compress it, that's where you're trying to set it. Looking at the guide rod, you've got a small black end and a flat black end. The small black end goes in the hole right below the barrel. The big black end goes in that little half moon cutout you see on the back side of the barrel there. So put the little end in first, okay, and then compress it until you've got it seated in that spot. Okay, see, this is what it should look like. Alright, last thing you need to do is on the back side of the slide, you see two little notches. Those line up with the rails here on the front. So stick it in, slide it back, and you're going back far enough to hear it click. Okay, that is now seated and ready to go. So we're going to do a little function check here just to make sure everything seems to be good. And I think it is time to give this our final wipe down. So I grab a clean rag and wipe everything off. Wipe it all. This is the time to polish it up, get any excess solvent or oil or anything that's still left on here. This is the time to get it off. And there we go. That looks pretty good. And there you have it. We have just taken apart, cleaned, oiled, and put back together a Glock 19. This is a Generation 2. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comments section. I will gladly help you out. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. I also offer the online course to get your Texas license to carry a handgun. It's the 4-hour class broken down into segments and saves your progress so you can do it at your own pace. After completing the course, you can print your certificate. Then it'll help you locate an instructor close to you, no matter where you are in Texas, so you can complete the shooting portion of the course. This is all certified by the Texas Department of Public Safety. Check it out at reverendguns.com. If you have any questions or comments, please add them below. Be sure to like and subscribe for more firearms education.